I'm Dominic Rubino. Welcome to the Cabinet Maker Profit System podcast. Today, we're going to be interviewing Mike Michalowicz. And Mike and I are going to be talking about how to stop making money mistakes. I already know it's going to be a great interview because we already recorded it. And when I look back at the recording, I realized that one of the professional development tools that we have is definitely going to help you based on what Mike's going to talk about around profit first. The tool that I think you need is the professional development tool called How to Find and Fix the 8 Profit Leaks in Your Business. They are there and they're oozing money out of your company. If you want the How to Find and Fix the 8 Profit Leaks in Your Business SOP, send me a text message. My cell phone number is 315-903-7853 and just say find and fix 8 leaks. I'll send that off to you. Let's get to the interview with Mike. Mr. Mike Michalowicz, how are you?
It's good to be here with you, Dom. Thanks for having me.
It's good to be back with you again. I haven't had
you on
in is it 2 years?
Yeah, it's been quite a long time.
3 years. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Well, I'm excited to have you here. I mean, I've read all of your books. You can see Profit First is right back here on my show.
I love it. I love it.
How's that for your ego?
It's huge. I'm like, oh man, I'm that important.
Hey, Mike, some people might not know you. So let me start with this question. Mike Michalowicz, who the heck are you? And how does it you come to be speaking to all these architecture mill workers and cabinet makers all over the world?
I'm an author guy, thingy dude, person.
Yeah.
But an entrepreneur my whole life. I own many businesses today, but my passion is figuring out what makes businesses successful and how to simplify that process and writing a book. Yeah. So written many books, and Profit First is my most popular. I got another one coming out for the first time ever in personal finance called The Money Habit. That's who I am, author guy.
I like your crossover to personal finance from business finance because it's easy for us, we're guys, right? We can compartmentalize things. We're just talking about business.
Yeah.
But our business reflects our personal reflects our business.
Amen, man. Preaching to the choir. Yeah, it's the leaching process. Like if my business is doing great, but at home, not so well, like, the business can give me a little more money right now. I got to live a bigger life at home. Or vice versa. If you're doing well in your personal finance, I've saved some money real hard, but the business is struggling, we'll leech off of it. You got to nail numbers on both sides. And that's why I did it.
Yeah. I appreciate you writing the book. I mean, obviously Profit First was a big one. I think the first one I read from you is The Pumpkin Plan.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's my second most popular book. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, see, there you go. I only follow the top ones. All the rest. Yeah.
Well, you got Clockwork to read now and then All In.
Hey, let me ask
Surge, by the way. No,
skip Surge.
Surge.
One of the comments or questions that I get a lot from growing cabinet shops is, how do you save profit without hurting growth? Because we want to grow and we want to reinvest. I need that cool tool and I want to buy a new building and I need to hire more people. But how do I do this?
I was just pulling this up and I actually accidentally hit play for a second. But this, I don't know if you can see. I see if it turns and shows them now. I don't know if you can see the camera, but that guy here, it did send me a video yesterday.
Oh, okay.
He's the owner of Savannah Bananas.
Oh, that's okay.
That's Jesse Cole.
Yeah.
And he shares this video. He goes, Mike, I want to send you a thank you. He's at a stadium. And he says, we're about to perform in front of 70,000 people. And he goes, Profit First is making this a reality. True story. Truly got yesterday. Truly was sobbing in gratefulness for his message. So rewind, Jesse started Profit First day one of the Savannah Bananas. Here's the irony. When you take your Profit First, there's less money to spend in the traditional way. Therefore, you have to create an innovative way. Jesse, not only because of Profit First, this is who he is. He's redefined how baseball operates. He's more profitable on a percentage basis than major league teams.
Right.
They're the whole Harlem Globetrotters of baseball, and they are growing like mad. So the irony is actually the flipped question. How do you grow without being profitable?
Well, you can't.
That's
can't. The thing. You simply can't. I mean, and I think people forget this. The reason to run a business is to make a profit.
You have to. And a lot of people think, I'll just grow my way to profit. No, you'll grow your way to a company that's proven not to be profitable. So now it's a bigger, not profitable organization. You have to have that foundational health in place. And the bigger you are without profit, the greater the house of cards is. That's going to come crumbling down. They work in concert. But the greatest irony, and we have over 1 million deployments of Profit First. These businesses on average grow faster than their competition. Why? Because they're leaner, they're more
Yeah.
innovative, they think outside the box.
You know, one of the things that I remind all of our coaching clients is you will never solve all problems with money, but you can solve every problem by being clever, just by thinking about it. It sounds like you and I are talking about the same thing here. You got to find ways to be clever. It's not just throwing money at problems. That's not going to solve.
Money can cover over problems. It can smooth it over, but the problem doesn't go away. It's like putting a bandage over a wart. I don't know if that's a good analogy, but
it's a great visual.
It's a great visual. Like, yeah, it covers it up so no one has to see it for now, but it's not going away. We got to go in and apply a medication to get rid of that thing. We got to go in and actually fix it.
Yeah.
So, money dumbs down a lot of businesses, unfortunately. That's why
money
first we're extracting
a lot of businesses. Is that, sorry, money dumbs down a lot of businesses.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of business owners.
Yeah. I've heard it said that good cash flow can hide bad management.
That's a great one. And it's true.
Yeah. So one of the criticisms, if you don't mind, and I'm sure you've heard this one before, is, Mike, do I need all these bank accounts?
Damn those criticisms, my God.
Are you being sponsored by
exactly
by Bank of America?
Yeah. You don't need it. Yeah. So the reality is bank accounts give you clarity. So Profit First is designed to work at any bank, including Bank of America, who is sponsoring this. And when you log into your accounts, you see what money's available for what purpose. It's an allocation. This is the envelope system at the bank level.
Right.
That's what Profit First is. So do you need these accounts? If you want clarity. So what some people say is, well, I'll set up one account and I'll set up a spreadsheet that tracks all the things that I have to spend on and so forth. And my response is, you don't have to set up a spreadsheet. You already have it. It's called an accounting system. How's that serving you? If it's working great and you're nailing it, it's working. And I said, well, it's not working. Why we do this at the bank is it's a behavioral intercept. We log into our bank accounts naturally for many business owners, many cabinetry makers, many times a day. Do I have the money? Do I have the money? Continue that behavior. But now with money allocated to different accounts, we know what purpose that serves. The more accounts you have, the more specific clarity. Now you can get to a point of overwhelm. You can have 50 accounts. One is for Jim's payroll, one's for Margaret's payroll.
Yeah, I mean, we don't need that.
Yeah, it's like, oh my God. So you just have a payroll account. But you probably need inventory. I need the raw goods and supplies, woods and paints and materials. That's an account. Materials is an account. I think on average, most businesses, when they're really into Profit First, will have 10 to 15 accounts, and they are really tuned into their business and know what's available for what purpose.
Yeah. My big key takeaway, and I'm open to your criticism and feedback here. But my big key takeaway is pay yourself first. Make sure that profit is there for me first. Then we can run the business on everything else. And if we can't, then I have to go make changes. And those changes are easy to make if you know which ones to make.
Yeah. So I was saying that Profit First does not break businesses. It shows what's broken. So what we do is we take our Profit First, which is the pay yourself first principle, assuring profitability for the business. Then we see what's left over. And what will happen for many businesses is, I can't pay all these bills or something. Well, if you can't pay your bills, that's not because you have a problem with Profit First. It means your business has a fundamental flaw in it that can't support that profitability.
Right.
Are we overstaffed? Are we not? This is most common. We're not priced properly. I mean, we don't have the right margins.
Yeah, Mike, I'm so glad you said that. Yeah. Do you know who has to buy a price increase before anybody else will?
The owner.
Okay, you and I are in the same industry. Yeah, the owner has to buy in on the price increase before the customer will.
Yeah.
I was just talking to a customer yesterday who said, I did an estimate on a kitchen and I raised the prices by 12%. With my voice ringing in his head, they're going to pay it. And they took the deal. He's like, I knew they were going to do it, but I was holding myself back. He goes, I should have gone to 13 or 14.
Yeah.
That's just an increase.
The business owner is so nasty. It's the most aggressive customer I've ever seen. These prices are bull. If you do this, no one's going to shop with you. That's what we say to ourselves. But the customer, their perception is, am I getting the value I perceive or not? Now, here's the irony. You can price too cheaply, and then people's perception is low price, low value. So there is an association. In fact, I argue the number one marketing method on the planet is pricing. If I put down 2 rings on table, they look identical, and they have a diamond and they're gold, and I say, this one's worth $50, this one's worth $50,000. We know which one's real. We know which one's fake.
I think you just explained the wine industry.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Same thing.
That's how I buy wine. Nice
Yeah.
label, expensive. I go down a couple bucks. That's the one I'm going to take to your house for dinner.
That's a classic. Yeah. That's a
Yeah.
classic. And we have to do that in the businesses that we're in too.
Yeah.
Many of us are saying we're the cheap ring, but we're amazing. We're the cheap ring, but we're amazing. And there's an incongruence there.
Yeah. Hey, if you want to get a laugh tonight at the dinner table, start calling the mashed potatoes Irish guacamole. That'll get them rolling. Hey, listen, we've got a new tool for you. It's called the Find and Fix My 8 Profit Leaks Workbook, and it is no joke. In any contracting business or construction business, but especially in cabinetry and millwork, there are 8 profit leaks. And those leaks are like little cuts, and those cuts ooze blood. Sorry, there's a bit of a visual for you. What I want to do is give you a tool, a very specific tool that myself and my coaching team use to find and then fix those 8 profit leaks. Now, this particular tool is set up as a self-assessment. Sometimes when we do our coaching meetings, we assign homework to our clients. And you can do this homework on your own as well. If you want this tool, to go ahead and grab it from us, print it off. And as you know, I want you to go to a coffee shop, face the corner, get a cup of coffee, your favorite coffee, put your headphones in, and just do the work. That's all it takes. A little bit of focused time to find and fix those 8 profit leaks. It's going to save you or make you money where you deserve to be saving or making it. So if you want this tool, send me a text. I think you already know my cell, but it's 315-903-7853. Go ahead and write that down. And then say to me the keyword profit leaks, and then I'll send you the profit leaks workbook. It's a great place to start. One of the things, and this happens a lot with the smaller guys, the guys that are working towards that first million, maybe they're in that $1 to $2 million range, is they say, Dom, I'm kind of living on deposits here. And they say it by looking side to side because you're not supposed to be living on deposits. Yeah. But how do you start profit first when money's already tight?
Yeah. So you start off a little bit slower with the allocation to profit, but you still do it. Some people say, and this is absurd, I had a call with someone, they said, I can't do profit first because I'm not profitable yet. And so I'm like, oh, you're going to keep running a bad business hoping that you'll just turn profitable? No, we're going to start taking it to reveal what's bad about our business. So in a case like that, where you're living deposit to deposit, that makes me very nervous. Let's start taking 1 or 2% to profit immediately.
Right.
Then we can start adjusting. And maybe it's a price adjustment. Maybe it's an efficiency. Maybe we have too much product variability and we have to refine that down so we have consistency. But until you start taking a little bit out, you're not going to see what's broken in your business and you're going to continue that pattern. So start slow and let it grow.
Excellent. Hey, you've got a new book coming out because if I understand right, in the research that my team and I have done, you've taken this profit first concept, which is, the business, and you've said, well, hey, how do we apply that to personal lives? Tell us about this new book.
I was wondering who those people were. It's your research team. Knock on my door. Like, hey, Nom sent me. What's the new book you're writing? My phone, messages. Us. I'm like, who are you? Have a good research team. The new book, Dom, is called The Money Habit. And it's effectively a translation of Profit First to Personal Finances, but with some key differentiations. So the people that will read this are not just entrepreneurs, but perhaps employees of those entrepreneurial companies. Their income is much more predictable because they're on salary, which is an upside. You know how much you're going to get generally every week. The downside is you have a lot less opportunity for the big climbs, but of course you mitigate the deep valleys. So there's a trade-off there. So how do you work with the predictable income and driving the future that you define or want for yourself? The second thing is I address what's called seasonality. And we all enter finances in a particular season. Some of us are in what I call the recover season, which means we have past debt, other liabilities that we have to recover for. And now we got to pay now for those past problems. We got to fix that. Other people are in what's called the activate season. This is, hey, my kids are only in the house a few more years before they move on to their lives. We're going to, Dom's
yeah, that's me.
That was my research team, pal. I sent them to you. And your kids want to go to Disney.
Tell my kids I don't want them to move out.
They want to go to Disney. So there's your tip. So I may say, you know what? I have funds now, and this is a part of life. This next year, I'm going to live in deeply, and I actually expect to decline in savings, but I'm going to live with great experiences.
Right.
Then there's other seasons like funding, preparing for the future, balance, which is respect this chord. So the book addresses the natural seasonality. And the interesting thing is seasons don't go in sequence when it comes to finances. We enter a season and maybe it's only a few months, and then we go into a season of balance for a decade. They can go for long periods and they can bounce around.
Interesting. Didn't Jim Rohn write a book called The Seasons of Life?
That's quite
Not Jim
possible.
Rome, the sports guy. Jim Rohn, the author from generations ago. Yeah.
Oh,
Interesting.
I don't know. That went right over my head.
Oh, that's
So
okay. He's great. The world misses him for sure. He was
it's my second favorite book now. I haven't read it yet, or even aware of it, but now it's my
second
second favorite.
favorite.
I don't my favorite. I don't know. Yeah, and maybe it'll become my favorite. Yeah.
Tell me a back from the brink story. So a business owner comes to you. It doesn't have to be cabinetry. It doesn't have to be millwork.
No.
It doesn't have to be anything like that. But and obviously keep it confidential. But somebody comes to you and they're like, Mike, look, this is it. If it doesn't work, we're shutting her down. I'm probably going to lose my house. Da 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 da. Can you tell us a back from the brink story and maybe a couple of observations in that?
Yeah. So I've been investing in businesses, and I'm often investing in what I call distressed businesses. Maybe that's a nice soft term for back from the brink.
Yeah.
So one of the folks we're working with, her company took on a PPP loan. So you can get these grants, but also a loan.
Yeah.
To the tune of hundreds of thousands, and blew all the money. Not nefariously, not like I'm buying a boat. Hired more people, expanded. We're in a growth mode. But it was this money that was lent to her. She now has to pay that back. And the business was underpriced. So what happened with this PPE loan is it basically subsidized clients. So when they got their work done, she normally should have been charging 10,000. She charged 3,000 because the money's in the bank, 7,000. So they're less. Her staff is growing. So expenses growing, revenue is sustaining, but margins are not in existence. They're actually negative margins. She's losing on every transaction. Yikes. Well, then the day she faces the Golden Gates approaches, it's 2 years later and she's out of money. Now we're investing in this company, and we employed profit first. And so here's what we do. We say, listen, you got a horrible past that we got to fix, but we cannot fix that today. We're going to get in the current state well. So what we're going to do is pretend just for this moment, we have no debt, no nothing. What puts us in every transaction, every moment from today forward, profitable? How are we going to get there? And we set that up now. So now she's very profitable in the moment.
Sure.
Then we now look at the past and say, how are we going to organize this debt? Some of it's negotiation, some of it's paying it down, some of it's sequencing to start hitting this debt off. That's our big hurdle, and we're doing that process now. And once that's done, then we focus on the future of really targeting and achieving what she has as a mission for her organization. So that's a back from the brink. And I'd say without profit first, that not only would she be out of business, there would be some serious collection issues and bankruptcy.
Personal issues.
Yeah, because those are PG too, personally guaranteed. So real trouble.
I've had the probably the very similar conversations to you when somebody's got a $600,000 tax bill because of a divorce and then taxes and things just happen. Another person who just lost $400,000. They didn't, their sales were 1.4 last year or the year before, and then this year they're 1 million, and they're like, I don't know where it went. But that means they had to take an inheritance, or they took the money from an inheritance to pay for that. But you can't rely on inheritances.
Oh my God, no.
Dude, right? It's a horrible way to go.
This is like nightmare stories. I had another guy, he repaired certain devices, and similar to the living off deposits, he's had this building backlog. So he had a great reputation for fixing these devices, but he was running so unprofitably that he was losing money. So he would collect money to cover payroll and different expenses today, promised to deliver the device returned in 6 months, knowing that if he doesn't get more deposits, he couldn't return that device, which is actually illegal. That's when you take money from someone without the intent of serving them, it's deception. Don't
say the word. Yeah.
Oh my God, this is now criminal.
That's my question earlier. I'm living on deposits. That's why people criminal. Get antsy. It's not legal. And and we help people through that all the time because you have to turn the business around to get there. Sorry.
And listen, no one has bad intent. It's not like, I'm going to steal money. We just fall into this and we know no other way out. It's a form of desperation. You got to start taking your profit first. We got to fix those margins. We got to face those hard decisions, and it will work. But we got to do that now to move out of that.
I could almost summarize everything. And again, your comments, welcome. I think this has to do with discipline.
Yeah.
It's just
well, more than that.
Okay.
If I can say. So yes, discipline. Part B of that is working with your natural tendencies, not fighting them. So we do this at the bank because that's where profit first is at the bank because that's where you naturally go. If I said do something on a spreadsheet, you're not going to check out a spreadsheet. It's just a matter of time. So you got to go to where you naturally go. That's what I call behavioral intercept. Then it's going to force awareness, clarity. And with that comes hard decisions. That's where the discipline is. Are you now disciplined? Now you see it and you cannot argue it or fight anymore or play funny money. Are you going to increase those prices? Are you going to drop those services or products that really aren't making you money? Are you going to thin out your staff? All those hard questions. It's forcing those decisions now, as opposed to when you're on the total brink of collapse.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you joining us for this, Mike. It's great to have you back. 2 years from now, you're going to be here again. You know that, right?
Oh, I'd love to.
Our beards will be grayer.
Yeah. Oh my, grayer. I can't go much grayer.
Grayer. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm starting to look like a mall Santa Claus here.
Yeah, me too.
Wrap this up for us. Give us something that we can all hold on to as contractors, as subcontractors going forward from today. There's got to be one action we can take today. Give us that action and give us some thoughts for the future.
I'll give you one action and one profound thought. So the action is go set up one account at your bank and call it profit. Start allocating every time money comes in, just 1%, just to prove the system has potential for you. That's the action. Easy, low-hanging fruit, you'll get it done. And you'll see results. The profound thought is this. Your clients are begging for you to be profitable. They want you to be profitable, perhaps more than you. Now, it's easy to say. You might be thinking, but they never said to me, hey, can you charge more for the install? Can you rip me off a little? They don't say those things, but what they do say is, I want to be your number one customer. I want this install to go on time, right, perfect, and be beautiful. If I have any concerns, I want you to fix it immediately. This needs to be your most important job. All those things say, you better be profitable. Because if you're not, you can't pay attention. You're paying to get the next deposit. You're out. Your mind is elsewhere. But if you're wildly profitable, you're all in on them. So they won't say those words. They want that for you, though, in the worst way.
That is an incredible wrap up. Mike, thanks for being on the show. I always appreciate having you here.
Dom, it's been a joy again. Thank you.
And I'll talk to you soon.